loves the holidays, sledding, gingerbread houses, and of course male ballet. But have you ever stopped to think about the hundreds of years your Christmas tree remains in landfills? The amount of coal that must be mined to power your holiday light display? Or the thousands of tons of wasted wrapping paper? The holidays, while cheerful and festive, do produce unintentional detrimental effects on the environment.
Last December, 54% of American households adorned their living rooms with artificial Christmas trees. Every year, more and more families are buying fake trees in hopes that reusing the trees each year will lessen the environmental impact that occurs as a result of cutting down and using real Christmas trees. This alternative, however, may not be as beneficial as they believe. The controversy between real and artificial Christmas trees continues. In order to help you make an informed decision, here are some facts you may want to be aware of.
Artificial trees are not grown naturally. They're made in pollutant-releasing factories which contribute to dirtier air, which causes chronic diseases such as asthma. Furthermore, these synthetic trees are made from plastic and petroleum-based products, depleting our oil reserves, which are currently only expected to last 53 more years.
While living Christmas trees are grown naturally, they are not completely environmentally friendly either. In order to increase their number of healthy, profitable trees, many farmers use chemical fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides.
We used to, you used to be able to fumigate your land and put in the nutrients before planting, and about 6 years ago that they started to phase it out. So now what we use, it's all organic. It's usually a manure compost based. So it's not chemical based anymore, it's all natural. So I guess technically we're an organic farm. All the fertilizers we use are, they're mixtures of nitrogen and things like that, but it's all pretty much organic.
The runoff from fertilizers can lead to cultural eutrophication in nearby water bodies, which decreases their oxygen levels, jeopardizing the lives of aquatic organisms. From 1994 to 2006, the amount of Christmas tree acreage treated with the herbicide Roundup has decreased to 89.6%. Although the percentage has dropped, there is still an overwhelming amount of land being sprayed. Herbicides and pesticides pollute the air and often kill non-target species. Additionally, Christmas trees require a lot of fresh water.
We water during the months from May through September is pretty much the only time you water. Okay. You water each acre basically about 6 hours a week. We're on a ground well, so it's not regulated. It's all on an aquifer.
This overpumping of water leads to aquifer depletion and reduction of our fresh water supply. Although the growth of Christmas trees requires many harmful practices, they do provide shelter and habitats for wildlife. Also, these types of trees can be grown in extreme locations like steep hillsides and places with cooler climates, preventing the erosion of topsoil in such locations.
After the artificial trees are produced, they must be relocated to be bought commercially. Because 85% of these are manufactured in China, this means they must be transported across the entire Pacific Ocean to be sold in America. This lengthy shipping process requires gasoline and releases CO2 gas, adding to the greenhouse gases and the climate change effect of global warming.
Similarly, natural Christmas trees must also be transported, as many are not cultivated on location. For instance, 90% of trees sold in California were grown in Oregon and Washington. At first glance, it may appear as though their journey would be better for the environment because of its shorter length. However, we must remember that synthetic trees can be reused, so they only need to be transported once a decade, whereas real trees have to be reshipped every year. Fortunately, while growing, farmed Christmas trees also reverse the effects of global warming. The average tree intakes 20 pounds of carbon during its lifetime. Additionally, there are about 500,000 acres of Christmas trees in the U.S., and every acre produces enough oxygen for 18 people.
Once the holiday festivities are over, the question remains of how to dispose of the tree. Man-made trees can be reused year after year, but once they lose their realistic qualities, the only option is to throw them out. Because they are made of plastics, they are not biodegradable and will remain in landfills.
Real trees can be burned, thrown away, or made into mulch. Burning is harmful because it emits copious amounts of carbon dioxide gas. When they are thrown away, they will decompose much quicker than the artificial trees, but will still take up landfill space. The best solution is to have your tree recycled into mulch, which can be used for gardening and landscaping.
The main part of the controversy is, the natural tree is exactly that. It's natural. It's not something that's plastic that's going to take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years to decay. I mean, plastic is it's a chemical-based process that's not biodegradable. I mean, if you're done with your plastic tree, it goes to a landfill and sits for the rest of its life. You take a Christmas tree, you can either burn it, or you can mulch it, or it'll just decompose.
Although artificial and farmed Christmas trees each have their pros and cons, the best option is to use a living potted Christmas tree, which can be planted in your backyard or city park after the holiday season is over.
In addition to the environmental impacts of having a tree, the lights decorating your tree and house contribute to the veiled negative effects on the environment. The additional lights used to decorate houses, sometimes left on for 5 hours at a time, lead to a notable increase in electricity usage during the holidays. But where does all this electricity come from?
Coal is the world's #1 provider for electricity. Coal is extracted through open pit or strip mining, which require the removal of topsoil and dirt, leading to gully erosion. The erosion of topsoil can lead to desertification and loss of biodiversity because nutrients from the soil are lost, leaving the land infertile. Furthermore, the processing of coal entails large amounts of water. When burned, the coal releases pollutants and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere.
After the coal is burned, it is ready for use. As the electricity reaches your light bulb, much of it is lost as heat. To increase efficiency, you can replace your incandescent Christmas lights with LED lights. While normal lights use 6 watts, LED Christmas bulbs use only 0.08 watts. Because the production of electricity through burning of coal is extremely environmentally damaging, it would be more advantageous to switch to LED lights. While many people believe that being environmentally conscious means spending a lot of money, in this case that is untrue. Running a standard strand of 50 Christmas lights for 5 hours a day for all of December results in a total cost equal to $4.60. A strand of 50 LED lights, however, would cost less than 6 cents. This may seem like little difference in price, but when multiplied by the number of strands, it results in vast savings during your holiday season.
In addition to trees and lights, wrapping paper is a huge part of the holidays that has an equally harmful impact on the environment. In Britain alone, they throw out or burn about 83 square kilometers every year, so you can imagine how much wrapping paper gets wasted in America. When it comes to wrapping paper, one must remember the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Unfortunately, there is not much we can do to reduce wrapping paper besides wrapping multiple presents in one box, but luckily, reuse provides many alternatives. One such alternative would be to use newspaper or magazines instead of wrapping paper. Additionally, one can use the bag that the gift came in.
As the holidays come to an end and you begin to clean up the festivities, instead of throwing away or burning all of the paper, it is better to recycle. Some incorrectly believe that burning the leftover paper is better, but in all actuality, incineration releases harmful pollutants, which then fall contaminating nearby water sources. While recycling is better than incinerating or throwing it in landfills, it is still a last resort after reducing and reusing, because the recycling process requires oil consumption.
Although we have officially ruined the traditional holidays for you, we have also offered many alternatives you can use to make the holidays more environmentally friendly while still being able to celebrate them full-heartedly. I'm dreaming of a green Christmas, and your increased environmental awareness and implementation of our alternatives can make this dream a reality.